Hello, today I'd like to show you how to record a prepaid expense in QuickBooks Online. First of all, I'm going to be paying $6,000 for liability insurance, and I'm paying it in advance, and it's going to last for a year. So I don't want my profit and loss to show that $6,000 as an expense in the month of May. So what needs to be done is we need to record it as a prepaid expense, which is a current asset on the balance sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. Under transactions here, I'm going to go to chart of accounts because I'm going to set up a new chart of accounts for this. Now I know that there's a prepaid expense here. There we go, it's prepaid expense, it's a current asset. What I want to do is I want to make a new account, which will be a sub-account of prepaid expenses, and call it liability insurance underneath the prepaid expense. So I'm clicking on new here, and the account type is category type is current assets. Detail type is prepaid expenses, and I'm going to name it liability insurance. And it's going to be a sub account. See here it says enter parent account, and the parent account is prepaid expenses. And I'm going to save it. Okay, and so then as you can see, it's indented here under prepaid expenses. It means the prepaid expense is the parent account, and liability insurance is the child account. So I'm going to pay the $6,000 by check, and I'm going to pay it on May 1st, 2017. So under suppliers, I'm going to select check, so it will be a check expense. I know that there's not a supplier for this, so I'm going to make a new one. It's RSA insurance, so it's not there, so I'm going to add it. And I'm going to go into detail because it puts RSA in the first name, and I don't want it there. It needs to be in the company name, RSA Insurance, and I want it displayed on the check as RSA Insurance. Now later you can come back and you can fill in the rest of this. I'm going to save it for now. Okay, now I said I was going to make the payment date on the 1st of May, which I'm doing. The check number is sequential. It's 2077. The account we're going to put it under is liability insurance. And I'm just going to put a little description in here to record prepaid insurance for 1 year. And the amount is $6,000. And I do believe that that is exempt of tax. I'm not positive about that, so I'm not sure. You'd have to find out, but I do think that's exempt. I'm going to save it. Save and close. Okay, so when we go into the checking account, because I put it in the checking account, the $6,000 is down here on the 1st. It's coming out of the checking account. Go back to the chart of accounts, and under liability insurance, there is $6,000, and it's rolled up into the parent, which would give you the sum of everything else that's underneath it. So if I had, let's say, auto insurance under there and liability insurance, the total would be in prepaid expenses because it is the parent. Okay, now what we need to do is we don't, as I told you before, we don't want the $6,000 all to be going into the profit and loss as an expense in May. So it's what we do want is at the end of May, we want 1/12 of that, which is $500, to go into the profit and loss, and we want to reduce the asset by $500. And we will do that every month for 12 months. So I'm going to do a journal entry to do that, and it will be dated May 31st, 2017. Okay, we'll do it at the end of the month. So I'm going to debit the expense, which is insurance. Actually, there's an expense here called insurance expense, general liability insurance. So we'll use that for $500. And I'm just going to put a description in here. Allocate prepaid liability insurance. Oops. Spelling counts. Insurance to P&L. And we don't have to put the name in. We've already done that, the supplier name. And we're going to make it sales tax is exempt. Not on sales, sorry, exempt on purchases. Okay, our credit is going to go to the prepaid expense, which is the liability insurance. Now you notice when I select the liability insurance, it first shows the parent account and then it shows liability insurance. And it will automatically pick up the description from the top line, and I'm going to make this, just call it, make it exempt as well. And I'm going to save it. Okay, now we can make this reoccurring so that it automatically does this journal entry every month to decrease the asset, the prepaid expense liability insurance by $500, and to increase our expense on the profit and loss by $500. So, okay, this is, we'll call it prepaid liability insurance. And we're going to do it monthly, and we're going to do it on the last day of every month. And we're going to start that because we've already done one for May 31st, so we're going to start it on June 30th. And we're going to end it by, the end date will be April 30th, 2018. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to save the template, and it will automatically produce the journal entry at the end of every month. We should check on it too, just to make sure everything is working right, that the prepaid insurance is being decreased and the expense is being increased by $500 every month. So I'm going to save the template. Okay, now if you need to get back and change the template, you can do that by going under the gear icon and going under recurring transactions, under the list items, recurring transactions. And here you go, prepaid liability insurance. You can edit it. Okay, so just in case something changes, you can edit that reoccurring journal entry. Now, one more thing, I just want to show you the reports. Um, I'm going to show you the profit and loss to show you where the expense is. So here's the expense. No, sorry, I'll go back to show you the balance sheet. The balance sheet as of the 23rd of May, which is today, is showing that there's still $6,000 there. If I change that date to the 31st when I did the journal entry, you run that and it's been reduced. It's been reduced by $500. And that will happen every month. At the end of every month, this will keep it being reduced. And on the profit and loss, it will increase every month. Like it will put $500 in the profit and loss at the end of every month. So I hope that helped and have a great day. Bye now.